Hello, folks. It is Friday, October 2nd, and welcome to Uplifted. Just a reminder that tomorrow on Saturday, our ladies' meeting is going to be taking place, and that's for our young ladies, our teen ladies, as well as our adult ladies. That's at 3 o'clock on Saturday, and I believe it's going to be a great event. If you remember, there's a big announcement that's going to be made at 3 o'clock, so be on time. We are now on the last verse of Romans chapter number 12, verse number 21. We've been looking at ministering, understanding God has given us gifts, and we must not allow ourselves to get carnal because that'll affect how we treat people. After he says in verses 19 and 20 about our enemy and being wronged and vengeance, he then says in verse number 21, be not overcome of evil. In a sense, so he's saying here, don't let these things that are happening overcome you, overtake you, overwhelm you. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. Of course, that's where he's saying. So someone has done wrong, don't let it overcome you. He says, overcome that evil, do something good. For them, for others. I heard a story about a lady that was having some real struggles. And of course, sometimes in those times of struggles, we get very focused on ourselves. And she was given some advice. Rather than being so focused on herself and what was going on, to focus on being a help to others. And she loved to bake. And so she was encouraged to bake pies and take them to people and be a blessing. And she started doing this. And the truth is, as she began to minister, the good that she was doing, as she was serving and being a blessing to others, overcame the struggle that she was having. There's a lot of truth to that. And he says here, be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. So we're not going to overcome evil because we stop all the evil. I can't control everything that everybody does to me. I can't control what everybody says about me. And of course, in the social media world we live in, there's so much information flying around out there. Much of it is good that we don't know. We can't control all of that. But I can control the good I'm doing. How I'm trying to be a blessing and allowing God to use me. I love what it says over in Ephesians chapter number 4. Ephesians chapter number 4, and the challenge comes in verse number 28. Let him that stole steal no more, but rather let him labor, working with his hands that which is good, that he may give to him that needeth. Then he says in verse number 29, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. We see the same principle being taught right here. We don't overcome by stopping all the evil, whether it's the evil that might happen to us or the evil we do. We overcome it by doing good. So he says, don't just stop stealing, but he says, labor, working with thine hands, and then that which you earn, give. You see, the opposite of stealing is earning and then giving away. The opposite of stealing is not doing what Robin Hood did, where he went and took from the rich and gave to the poor. No, it's working with your hands, earning, and then giving. He also says, don't just stop corrupt communication. Don't just stop saying the wrong thing. He says, start saying the right things. That's the good. That's overcoming evil with good. So rather, when somebody says something that's wrong, maybe even about you or somebody else, don't say something evil in return, or don't just stop it. Say something good, something right, something uplifting, something encouraging, something that will help people overcome evil with good. Don't let the evil going on in this world overwhelm you, and it can. Overcome evil with good. We need to be the promoters of good and right and clean and true. Don't allow the wrong that's going on to control you. Don't allow it to overwhelm you, to bury you, but overcome evil with good. What good could you set out and do today that would help to overcome a wrong, a hurt that has taken place? I sure hope you've been encouraged. Hey, if you don't have a church home and you're watching the Uplifted Bible study, I'd like to invite you to come by Faith Baptist Church and visit us for one of our services. We have a 8:30 service on Sunday morning, as well as an 11 o'clock service. And between those two services, we have our adult Bible fellowships and our children's Sunday school. We have nurseries for all of our services. And we even have a Sunday evening service, early evening, 5 o'clock. And we would love for you to come. If you have a church home, be sure that you're in your place. God bless you. Have a great night.
The longer my road, the lesser my burden. The more that I serve, the sweeter my song. So great was my sin, but greater the pardon. And now I walk, and with Jesus I talk as I travel along. The journey here sometimes gets lonely as we are looking to the sky. But work for Him is growing easy ever since I realized the longer my road, the lesser my burden. The more that I serve, the sweeter my song. So great was my sin, but greater the pardon. And now I walk, and with Jesus I talk as I travel along. Some morning soon, my Lord will take me to that fair land of wondrous light. But until then, I'll keep on walking, because I know He's by my side. The longer my road, the lesser my burden. The more that I serve, the sweeter my song. So great was my sin, but greater the pardon. And now I walk, and with Jesus I talk as I travel along. The longer my road, the lesser my burden. The more that I serve, the sweeter my song. So great was my sin, but greater the pardon. And now I walk, and with Jesus I talk as I travel along. And now I walk, and with Jesus I talk as I travel along.